Families that happen to be homeless living on the streets with children are left with few options to escape our frigid weather. 10 News reporter Mark Salinger shows us the deadly consequences of the freezing weather.
For some, snow days are a time to get out of school and enjoy winter. For others, the freezing temperatures bring a deadly fight for survival.
I am 100% positive that there are more families living in their cars now than any of the agencies know about.
Homeless families are among the most vulnerable in the winter weather. Living out of a car can prove deadly.
It is extremely dangerous because of carbon monoxide poisoning. It's just the easiest way for a family to accidentally die.
Even if they want to seek shelter, there are few options for families with children if they want to stay together. The only family shelter in Knoxville has a list of more than 80 families waiting to get housing. That's down from about 130 in December. The recent cold has brought the demand even higher.
We have had a couple of walk-in visitors here. That's not common for us to get that.
There's very limited space for men with children.
Shelters like Knox Area Rescue Ministries are not equipped to house families together, and boys older than 11 aren't allowed in.
We always do our best to keep families intact. And the worst case is mom and the children will stay in Betty's place, which is in the women's side of the shelter, and the father will have to stay in the men's side dorm.
At Family Promise of Knoxville,
families need a warm place to stay.
Snow covers the toys where children play. A van waits to take families to different churches where they'll spend the night out of the cold. Mark Salinger, WBIR 10 News.
The shelters say there is not a definitive number of just how many homeless families we have in Knoxville. Family Promise does say many are afraid of losing their children if they do report that they are homeless.